good late evening, or more so closer to midnight at this point. But thanks again for joining me for another Biggie Talk, and I'm here with a topic that just came up that I want to discuss for two reasons. One, I had a conversation earlier about it, and it was kind of relevant. And two, which leads on to the topic of our video, it's going to be beards, and I have chosen to go ahead and take this beard and go ahead and shave it off. I do this just every now and then once I think it's reached its full peak. I don't like anything, any length of beard exceeding probably about this length, the medium length. Other than that, you'd just be another member of the Duck Dynasty at that point. So that's just not me. But today we're going to be highlighting some different points. I'm going to be going over the early documented history of beards and just a little context behind them. I'm going to talk a little bit about barbershops and early barbershops, and that included ancient Mesopotamia and Greece. And then we're going to touch on a little bit about what makes a good beard and what promotes good growth. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. So thanks again for joining me. I don't think I need a jump cut quite yet, so I'm just going to keep talking here. So let's start from the very beginning. And if we look as far back as 3,500 to 3,000 BCE, or before Common Era, or other people call it before Christ BC, you'll find these these barbers of Egypt. They were priests or medicine men who basically cut and shaved beards as a part of religious rituals. And you can actually find copper and bronze razors that have been located in these tombs as evidence. So with that thought, you'll also find that Egyptian nobility. I didn't think I'd be talking as much about Egyptian history as I am tonight, but I guess it's relevant to beards. So the nobilities, they also shaved their heads and their faces as well, and many wore these fake beards. Again, that would just be a sign of status within their society. And the reason that they would choose to just go ahead and shave their heads and beards was just for added cleanliness and to deter any forms of mice that may be found around their homes. So in addition to that, you would have also the female rulers who would do the same, wearing those fake beards. So it wasn't strictly for any one sex. And now we're going to touch on a little bit about barbershops. So touching on barbershops, you can't touch on barbershops without first touching on early instruments. So we're going to go as far back as we possibly can with this one. So the earliest recorded historical data in regards to the first razors, they were made of both flint and obsidian, which they were found on these Neolithic sites, archaeological sites. And then in ancient Mesopotamia and Greece, barbershops were kind of these social hubs where mostly men would go to just basically socialize the politics, just anything going on at the current time, and just etc. The Greek word for barbershop, I have to read this one off here, it's called a choret. And then the Roman barbershops were called tenstranae. And This kind of leads on to what I was going to talk about next, which is very interesting. I just learned this tonight, so I thought I'd share this all with you. In the Middle Ages, you had what was known as barbershop surgeons, which is about obscene as it sounds. They would basically have these barbers that didn't just cut the hair. They would perform minor surgeries, bloodletting, tooth extractions, just to name a few. And that pretty much leads on to what I wanted to highlight here. You know, the iconic red and white barbershop stripes there, or that little symbol that you may see, symbol or sign that you may see going into one of those shops. That, strangely enough, is relates back to the barber surgeons and their blood and bandages, respective of the red and the white there. So I thought that was just something that you may not known there. In 1901, King Gillette, this is not a Gillette ad by any means either, but he basically introduced the first disposable double-edge safety razor, which kind of revolutionized everything on a commercial basis. Let's see here. In regards to what beards can offer, they can offer some protection from the sun. So if you had a full beard protecting nearly all of the skin, it would have about 95% UV coverage, so you're gonna be less inclined to get a sunburn under all of that, which is good, I guess. And then I guess what a beard means today in society, some people think it makes someone look a little older. Some people they may say it makes someone look more masculine to a degree. Back in Viking times, or with the Vikings, they actually considered beards a sign of both honor and masculinity, and you would actually see some instances of them devoting or taking oaths with their own beards. So that's just another interesting thing that I learned. And what makes a good beard? So for one, a big thing that's super influential in regards to this would be genetics and the growth patterns in regards to those genetics. So that's very little that you can do with that, but again, it plays a huge role. And hair is made of this thing called keratin, which is basically best fostered with lots of protein, or a protein-rich diet, and bitonin, also known as B7. So definitely look to include those in your day-to-days if you're looking to get a more developed beard. And also you'll see that exercise and good sleep add to the additional abilities to keep growing a full length beard. So if you look at in regards to that, it's because of good circulation and rest that basically help foster, again, the ability to develop that full beard. And at this point, I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to do in this video. It's not a very serious video at all, so I just wanted to thank everyone also for tuning in. I know my audience isn't super large, but I appreciate y'all. So like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'm just gonna keep making these videos. So thanks for another Biggie talk, and you all have a lovely evening. I'm just gonna go ahead and shave it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short here, and I'll shave you guys the extra hassle. So until next time, I'm gonna go ahead and also shave this, and we'll meet back here, and I'll look like probably about a decade younger. So it should be an interesting sight. But y'all take care, have a good night, and farewell. wait, I forgot to mention the individual with the world's longest beard. I couldn't end a video with the topic like this without mentioning that individual, and that award goes to an individual. His name is Hans Legseth. He was a U.S. and Norwegian national who had a beard length of 17.5 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a picture here. Take a look. And he unfortunately passed, but at the time of his death in 1927, that was the entire recorded length. So something else you may know. That's it. Have a lovely one.